Hi, my name is Camila Andrade, and my topic is a systematic mapping review of health promotion and well being concept in physical therapy. A systematic review was performed to examine the status of research being conducted in physical therapy field regarding health, promotion, and concept of well-being and wellness. Systematic mapping is a research method that summarizes and synthesizes the current state of an area of study, describing that the literature was to say over the broad subject of interest. It is a different form, a narrative literature review, in that there is a quantitative and qualitative analysis of the literature. The literature is content and content analyzed.
What is well-being? Well-being is often described as the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy. People who enjoy high levels of well-being are described as flourishing. In this context, flourishing means that the person enjoys feelings of happiness, contentment, and curiosity, and is able to engage fully with what is going on around them. Flourishing also means functioning well in the world. The person experiences positive relationships, has some control over their life, and has a sense of purpose. Well-being, therefore, isn't simply the opposite of ill-being. Just looking at what causes distress won't necessarily help us to identify the factors that give rise to well-being. Many researchers in the field have worked over many years to be able to more closely define well-being, with many agreeing that it is a global assessment of a person's quality of life, according to his or her own chosen criteria. The World Health Organization agreed that this is a broad-ranging concept, affected in a complex way by the person's physical health, psychological state, personal beliefs, social relationships, and their relationship to features of their environment. Understanding the role of our environments, and in particular our built environment, is an important area of research, as we spend up to 90% of our time either inside buildings or vehicles. If we can design and construct buildings that improve our well-being, why wouldn't we?
Systematic mapping does not attempt to answer a specific question about effectiveness as a systematic review does, but instead college describes and catalogs available evidence. The studies mapped can they be used to identify knowledge gaps, knowledge cultures, and evidence of policy relevant questions.
From a distance, the steps of a systematic review look pretty basic. To answer a question or a series of questions, you just gather all the information that exists, filter out the information that doesn't apply to your question, then combine it all together into a report about existing evidence and research gaps. But let's take a closer look. Systematic reviews follow a rigorous scientific process. It takes more than a few steps to comprehensively gather, combine, and evaluate existing evidence. First, make sure you're asking your questions in the right way. It's possible your questions are too broad. So many people have tried to answer your questions in so many ways that you'll never gather all of the evidence. Or maybe your questions are too narrow, and there's no research or not enough research to synthesize. That's why the first step of a systematic review is prepare your topic. Take a quick look at the available evidence to make sure there's enough research to address your question. Then, craft a question that's clear and specific enough to help you decide what kind of studies should and shouldn't be included in your search. Once you've prepared your topic, you can go on to step 2, search for studies. Of course, you'll go to electronic databases to find published articles related to your question. But to find all of the evidence related to your questions, you might have to look in some unconventional places. Once you've searched everywhere for evidence, you can move on to step 3, screen your studies. In this step, you take a careful look at what you've gathered, removing evidence that doesn't answer your question or has research methods you want to avoid. Once you've sifted through all your evidence, it's time for step 4, extract the data. Take the evidence that's left and pull out the information that will help you answer your question. Once the data have been extracted, you will need to carefully combine and analyze what you found. This is step 5. Analyze and synthesize your evidence. If you're conducting meta-analysis, this is where you'll use statistical tools to combine your data. You'll also look at your studies to evaluate the quality of the research and check for bias. Once everything is prepared, you'll combine all of your evidence together to summarize the research that addresses your question. Now you're ready for the last step, report your findings. Once you've decided what the evidence has to say about your question, turn your conclusions into a report that describes the steps you took and what you discovered. Then share it with anyone who cares about your question. Want to answer more questions with a systematic review? Don't forget the steps. Prepare your topic, search for studies, screen studies, extract data, analyze and synthesize evidence, and report your findings. There you have it, the steps of a systematic review. Enjoy!
We're going to have a look at health promotion, a very important part of public health and an essential component in any public health program. We'll talk about what it is and have a look at the Ottawa Charter, which outlines some of the important principles of health promotion. So, what is health promotion? Health promotion is defined as the process of enabling people to increase control over and to improve their health. In essence, health promotion is about improving health. But what is health? Well, the World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being rather than a mere absence of disease or infirmary. Good health is not determined by a single factor. A variety of factors such as social, environmental, and economic conditions have an impact on health. These factors not only impact health, but can also make it easier or more difficult for people to make changes to their health. Because of this, health promotion tries to improve health not only by targeting people at an individual level to change their behavior, but by taking a comprehensive approach addressing a broad spectrum of health factors and determinants. Over time, the importance of health promotion has received global attention. In 1986, the first International Conference of Health Promotion was organized by the World Health Organization. It was held in Ottawa, Canada, and an outcome of this conference was the creation of a document called the Ottawa Charter. This was a landmark document and has been influential in providing guidance to the goals and concepts of health promotion. The principles set out in the Charter are still used in health promotion activities today. Since the meeting in Ottawa, there have been other international health promotion meetings which have expanded on other health promotion themes. Now, let's take a closer look at the key components of the Ottawa Charter. The Ottawa Charter describes 5 action areas and 3 strategies to achieve health. Let's talk about the action areas first before we get into the strategies. The 5 action areas are building healthy public policy, creating supportive environments, strengthening community action, developing personal skills, and reorienting health services. Building healthy public policy is the process of developing policies that support health by not only protecting the health of individuals and communities, but also making it easier for people to make healthy choices. This is done by a coordinated approach of legislative, regulatory, organizational, and taxation changes. Healthy policies are not made just by health departments, but from all levels and sectors of government and other organizations. A few examples of healthy public policies are laws requiring people to wear seatbelts and helmets, smoking restrictions, and workplace health and safety regulations. Moving on to creating supportive environments. The environment that people live in, both the natural and built environment, are closely linked to their health. So this action area focuses on places that people live in, their communities, where they work, learn, or play. It aims to increase the ability of people to make health-promoting choices while in those settings. Some examples of this are activities such as promoting health in the workplace, restrictions on junk food advertising for children, and strengthening links between environments and people like walking or running programs. The next action area is strengthening community action. This refers to the collective efforts of communities to improve their health. To give you some examples, community fun runs that promote people to be active, community kitchens that promote healthy eating, and community-based organizations that support people living with HIV/AIDS are all community efforts to improve health. The fourth action area is reorienting health services. Health systems have traditionally been medically dominated and have focused on an individual's curative and treatment needs. This action area aims to make health systems focus more on supporting the needs of people and communities for a healthy life. It takes into consideration the total needs of an individual and encourages health services to focus on strengthening protective factors, reducing risk factors, and improving on the social determinants of health. Let's look at some of the examples of reorienting health services. These include training doctors to assess and educate patients to stop smoking, establishing health educator roles within medical centers to coordinate preventative activities, and improving access to health services for culturally and linguistically diverse populations. Lastly, developing personal skills focuses on supporting personal and social development. This is done by providing information, education, and enhancing life skills to make positive health choices. Examples of this are online programs that provide information on heart disease, distributing educational material on the effects of diabetes, and classes that teach people on how to manage disease. Now that we've covered the 5 action areas, let's talk about the 3 strategies that the Ottawa Charter identified for health promotion. These are to advocate, mediate, and enable. To advocate is to use a combination of individual and social actions to obtain political commitment, policy support, and social systems that support a health goal. To mediate is the process by which different interests of individuals and communities, and also different sectors like public and private sectors, are reconciled in ways that promote and protect health. To enable means that health promotion activities to improve health are taken in partnership with individuals so that they're empowered to take actions to protect and promote their health. And that's the overview of health promotion and the Ottawa Charter in a nutshell.
It's necessary for physical therapy to be recognized by other disciplines and policymakers as contributing to health promotion and enhance the well-being of individuals and populations. Additionally, well-being has been studied, and many standards measures are routinely used for policy making and as an indicator of national health.